Dana White is very good at giving his fans, the MMA fans, the fights that they want, the big fights. But it looks like he's kind of holding back George St-Pierre from meeting Oscar De La Hoya. Do you want to just throw your two cents into that, your thoughts on what's going on there? And is it good for MMA, for boxing, with the exhibitions and everything going on?
My feeling is UFC and mixed martial art is a sport, and boxing is a sport. Basketball is a sport, baseball is a sport. If you're going to take a basketball player to go and play baseball, guess what? The baseball player is going to win. And if you take the baseball player to go and play basketball, the basketball player is going to win. If you're going to take a boxer to go and fight MMA, a UFC guy under MMA rules, guess what? The boxer is going to lose. That's why it hasn't happened, right? And then if you take an MMA guy to go and box a boxer, the MMA guy is going to lose. So I look at these more as events, and not really sporting events, more as events. I wouldn't say circus acts, but it's sort of like more like entertainment, which is fine, which is fine. But I agree with Dana. Dana is in the business of putting together the biggest and baddest UFC fights for mixed martial arts. Dana has built up a sport, has created the sport. So, that's what he is focused. He's not focused on circus acts and these kind of things. And if other people want to do these kind of events, then let them do it. That's fine. And so I'm totally with Dana in that regard. And if he has an athlete who he invested time, money, and effort and everything in, and he has him under a contract, then it's like it's up to him. I mean, if he wants to accommodate or not accommodate. And the way Oscar has over the past attacked Dana viciously, I don't think Dana really cares. But that's not really the way to get stuff done. Then you if you keep talking bad about somebody and you keep ripping them, and then you need something and you're going to think they're going to just open the door with open arms, that's not the way the world works. And that's just not the way it works. And I'm sure you would feel the same if somebody keeps attacking you and talking shit about you, and then they need something from you. They're gonna, hey, can you do this? What are you gonna say?
No.
I'm gonna not use the F word, but probably you would use the F word.
As you mentioned, they are events, but maybe the Mayweather and McGregor fight kind of open up the door for these exhibitions that are going on now. Do you feel that Dana White's kind of with what's going on with him and Oscar is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's a pretty big event,
I tell you, when Dana said, at one of the last press conferences, he said, just tell these guys to lose my number. Don't bother me anymore. Don't call me. Don't text me. You know what? I know Dana. He really meant this. I mean, he didn't just say that. He said, just leave me alone. Go and take care of your own shit, And that's what it really is. Let them go and take care of their own shit, I mean, but just leave me alone. He is busy focusing on a sport which is owned now by a publicly traded company, UFC, with Endeavor. So this is what he does, I mean, if whatever these other people do is who cares? And so whether if it's good or not good, it's a side act. What we need to focus on delivering the fight fans, the biggest fights, whether if it's in boxing or MMA, that's what we need to focus on, and not get sidetracked by, some of these other events. But I understand there is a market, and that's fine. I mean, I bought some of those events, by the way, and I was entertained. So I don't have anything about this guy fighting that guy under whatever rules or no rules, or as long as it's entertainment to public and it's a pay-per-view. And I always said, I mean, there was Oscar and others, they were oh, pay-per-view is dead. Pay-per-view, you can go and Google it. Pay-per-view is dead. Pay-per-view is dead. And now guess what? What is he going to do? A pay-per-view, okay? I guess pay-per-view is not dead. And I said back then, and you can Google that too, pay-per-view will never be dead. Pay-per-view will never be dead. I think it's the greatest form of entertainment because it gives a consumer an option to buy or not buy. And am I going to be pissed off at the guy who doesn't buy it? No, I couldn't care less. Am I be happy about the guy who buys it? Yes, I am. You know, so it's like you pick. You don't have to buy it. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and says you're gonna have to buy this Thriller event or this UFC event or this boxing pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. If you want it, you buy it. You don't, you won't. Okay.
Yeah. As for Oscar De La Hoya, he's coming back. Richard, you worked for him for many years. You worked with him. You brought at some of the biggest events together. What do you think of his comeback and Triller's, you know, coming into the sport? Well, how do you think that's going to turn out for them from your experience of being in the sport for so long?
Oscar is a grown man, and I have absolutely, he might have ill will against me or whatever, you know, but I'm sort of like turned the page. I'm very proud of what I have accomplished in Golden Boy. I'm very proud of what I have done for Oscar personally. So, you know, I made him a lot of money. So I'm very, very pleased about that, and I don't have anything bad to say about him, because I'm sort of like, you know, you move on, and there's no, and if he wants to fight, and I don't, you know, whoever he wants to fight, hey, that's his right. And you know what, people probably gonna buy it because it's Oscar De La Hoya. And again, what I just said before, those people who are gonna hate on it, don't buy it. But there's gonna be plenty who gonna wanna buy it. You know, because Oscar achieved a lot during his career, and let the guy go and fight if he wants to fight. Whether if it's going to happen or not, who knows? I wish him nothing but the best. And if Ryan Cavanaugh and Thriller want to put that as part of their entertainment platform, that's fine too. No problem. I mean, you can't say it's a boxing match or it's a UFC fight or so. No, it's an entertainment event, and that's what I said in the beginning of this interview. There is a room for everything.
Yeah. Any advice for him? It looks like it's a rocky, bumpy ride right now for Golden Boy Promotions. Any advice for them? You know the people over there very well.
No, I mean, look, not in any business, not always everything is rosy. You know, I think they have actually a few tremendously talented young fighter. You know, the two which stand out obviously is Virgil Ortiz and Ryan Garcia, and so you know, you need to be positive and not negative, and you move on. And I think sometimes there's a little bit too much negativity there, and it's just like the gossiping and all this thing, you know, and talking bad about people. Just move on, you know, do your fights, build them up, focus on that, and that's all you can really do. And, you know, I wish him the best.
Yeah.